Are you continuously attracting and having good relationships? Ask yourself. Be really honest with yourself. So if you see a difference between what you want and what you're actually getting, then that's showing you that what you're getting is based on your belief system. And what you want and what you believe are not the same. Listen to this again. What you want and what you believe are not the same. I want a lot of money, but I believe that I'm not really worthy, I can't really have it, I don't really deserve it. And you believe this not because you want to believe it, but it's based on your trauma, it's based on your conditioning, it's based on your child stories, it's based on the trauma your parents brought to you. So when you have that belief system, that's what determines what you attract. So for example, unhealthy relationships, you believe you're not truly worthy of love. You believe you're not fully worthy of support, love, validation, good, healthy relationships because you didn't have that mimicked to you somewhere. And so now what you attract is what you believe. So where does the belief come? It's in the subconscious. How can you change those beliefs? By going into the subconscious mind. You can't just write it down multiple times, stare at a mirror and say, I love you, I love you, I love you, and it'll happen. It won't. You have to go into your subconscious mind to change and heal those beliefs. But remember now, I was talking about the childhood. Your subconscious mind was almost fully developed by the time you turned 18, which means everything that's in your box of your subconscious is pretty much actually stored in that space. Good question is, how can I unlock that childhood trauma if I don't remember much from your childhood? So everything in your subconscious mind was really locked in there by the time you turned 18. Most of it, 95% of it. So what is in there? Your beliefs about yourself, the value that you really feel for who you really are, what you're worth, the love you think you can get and deserve, the love that you think you can create. So attachment styles don't actually come because of your past relationship. Your past relationship just triggered a wound that brought out an attachment style that you've always had. Where does the attachment style come from? It comes from your childhood. How you learned to try and get love or run away from a situation based on your environment. That's what an attachment style is. And that's based on when you were a tiny baby. But coming to the question, how can I go back there if I don't have those memories? Here's the thing. Your conscious mind, this will not have those memories. You want to access it, you have to do deep work. And I don't just mean EMDR. You have to go into your subconscious, and you can do that through deep meditations. You can do that by like diving really deep and slowing down your brain waves. But your brain doesn't want you, and your ego doesn't really want you to go back there, because then it can stay the fucking same. And staying the same is easy. Changing is fucking hard. Wow, that bird almost flew into my window. And change is fucking hard. Right? So it doesn't want to change. It doesn't like change. It's like, oh God, I love the fact that like you have all these like bad relationships, because then we can hate on people, we can stay wounded, we can keep the same like hurt identity for ourselves. That's what it wants. And so for you to be able to access, you don't even have to specifically access memories. I actually don't have all those memories. And yet I do reparenting exercises every single morning. Listen to this carefully. You may not remember or have the memory, but you will always have the feelings, the emotions. They are embedded in your nervous system. You know how you know that? When someone breaks up with you, or you have a bad like trauma in your relationship, right? And you suddenly feel really anxious and frustrated. Why is that? It's actually not because of that moment where someone is actually traumatizing you. It's because somebody is reminding your nervous system of a trauma you've experienced before. But the truth is, it's not that person. That person has just reminded your nervous system of a trauma or a pain it has experienced before. And so it reacts, and so it comes out. Where was that trauma in the nervous system stored? It's stitched into your nervous system, literally, and your subconscious. Your brain is the king of the nervous system. It's the head of the nervous system. And so in your subconscious part of your brain, that's where this memory or this emotion is actually stored. So you don't even need to have the memory. Feelings cannot be fucking lost. And so what you have to do is you have to go back to associating with the feeling. You have to go back to associating with, what is that feeling I feel, even if you don't get the memory, and heal through that feeling. Good example. I'll give you a good example. I have a huge abandonment wound, as I talked about it. And for me, when it comes to success, I feel like I really need to prove myself to earn love. I mean, you have to go below the layer. So you don't look at it on the surface. Like I was talking to my mom, and 5 years ago or like 10 years ago, before I did reparenting and this level of like deep psychology, I would have said, oh yeah, I want to be successful just because I deserve to like make my dreams happen and prove like, I can show her the world and like I can make amazing things. But the truth is, it's actually because I'm trying to prove my worth to earn love. Now, where does that actually fucking come from? I don't remember the specific moment, but what I do know is that when I don't do well or I can't control a particular situation, I feel really threatened. I feel really anxious. My nervous system gets dysregulated. So now I'm like, okay, latch onto that, Yats. That has the secret in there, even though you don't know what it is. So I take that feeling and I go into the mornings, especially in the morning when I meditate, and I'll do a deep subconscious meditation and I'll hold on to that feeling of feeling threatened, that feeling of feeling no love if I don't prove myself. So I'm just feeling this feeling inside. And then suddenly this memory and this connection of a little boy came playing tennis. I used to play sports very competitively growing up, and playing tennis. And I can almost feel this moment where I was so afraid to fail because my dad was sitting behind me. And I remember what my dad was like when I won the game or when I played really well. And I remember what my dad and my mom were like when I didn't win and when I wasn't playing well. And those two are very different for me. One gave me a lot of love and like a feeling of worth, and one gave me a feeling of abandonment or rejection, where they'd almost just leave before I'd even finish. And so this little boy then needed love more than he needed success. And so what he needed in that moment was someone to rub his back, someone to like soothe him, rub his chest and say, hey, Gats, you are so fucking amazing just as you are. I don't care if you win or lose. I don't care if you come to church or don't. I don't care if you get an A or a B in the grade. I don't care if you dress like this or want these things. I just want you to really just feel happy with yourself. If I got that then, I would have felt so much more safe and secure. But that is a powerful area of reparenting. So now when I do a subconscious meditation, I have to go back and validate that boy, pick him up and hug him and soothe him and rub his back and love him and make him feel so safe. Because the more I do that, the more I'm healing my subconscious. The more I'm healing my subconscious mind, the more I'm building my sense of self-worth. The more I build my sense of self-worth, the stronger I feel in the present moment. The more strong I feel in the present moment and the more love and acceptance I have in the present moment, the more I manifest that in the future, in my relationships, in my finances, in my health. That's how we change the cycle of going from when we're healing our subconscious mind into manifesting powerful, amazing stuff in your fucking future.
Beautiful Bali. A once in a lifetime opportunity to visit the island of the gods, the spiritual capital of the world, a place which energetically itself visiting allows you to feel like you're letting go and releasing your past and the traumas and the difficulties and the anxieties. I take people on retreats all over the world, and I'm going to be taking only a handful of people. You could be there for 5 nights and 6 days to learn how to reset, to rejuvenate, and to relax, and to let go of all of the anxiety in the past and the stresses that are holding on to you, so you can return back to your life completely rejuvenated. You can bring a whole new, loving, confident, and open you. And when you return, you come back with this nourished sense of self, this fulfilled, powerful version of you that comes with the spirit of Bali, comes with the resetting and the releasing, and comes with the confidence and the strength you've now created. Come join me on this amazing experience. I am so excited. For 5 nights and 6 days in Bali. It's going to be so special, January 23. This is going to be a once in a lifetime opportunity, and I know you don't want to miss it.